success. Hello, welcome back to plot 25. It's a couple of weeks after the plot tour video, so I thought I would show you a few of the things that have changed, give you an update and then talk about what I'm going to be doing next. Okay, so starting at the top of the plot, I cleared out these sheds with the help of my mom, and actually the second shed was falling down. The roof had caved in, so we just took it down completely. And actually I found on the roof some lovely moss growing, so I'm just going to try and keep it. And when I build my pond, take it off the roof membrane, and hopefully it will grow on the ground because it's very beautiful. Here is some of the remains of the shed. And then also I've been clearing the front of the plot. I had lots of like green waste and stuff just laid on beds from last year. So I've cleared that all up, I've moved it up here, and I plan to bury it under some of the beds from up here, because having raised beds, it's going to take a lot of filling. I've started to lay out some beds just to see the sizing, and then over here this bed has been cleared a bit. There's a lot of rhubarb in there, some of which I'm going to move, other bits I'm just getting rid of. So I just need to dig out a little bit more, just make sure there is no more big clumps of rhubarb in there, and then I can start building a bed, which I think I'm going to do today. So that's the majority of it. I'll just show you down here with it being a little bit clearer now. So the beds have been weeded, and then this is all of the junk out of those sheds at the back. I do try and keep things that will be useful, but there was a lot of stuff in there that had been, I mean, the person that had that plot before me had been there 30 years or more. So there's a lot of very disgusting stuff in there that turned to mush. And also, from experience, I try and keep lots of bits and bobs I think might come in handy, and then I just never use them. I don't have a lot of storage space, so I'm trying to be a little bit more selective. So that's the state of the plot at the moment. So still a lot to do, but the weather is beautiful, the sky is blue, the birds are chirping, so I'm very happy to be here. So I've already dug out quite a lot of rhubarb from this area. I think I'd already said this whole section was covered in rhubarb. Been there for a really long time, and it was huge, and it had gone to seed not last year, the year before, when the previous tenant was still there. But I'm still finding more. I imagine there's probably some that I've missed, but I'm just hoping that having the beds raised above it and putting cardboard down, and then obviously more soil and burying it, will hopefully suppress any that is left. And some of the bits that I've dug out I am going to move to other parts of the plot, because it's a shame to get rid of it all. It's quite expensive to buy now, rhubarb, but there's so much of it there and it's so resilient. So that's the plan. Also, while doing this, I reminded myself how much plastic was on this plot. When I took it over, there was just rubbish everywhere, lots of like disintegrated plastic bags, bits of like plastic baskets. So while I was doing all this, I was just finding so many like tiny little bits of plastic. So I was just getting out as much of that as I could while I was doing this section. Okay, so I have gone through the bed again and got some more rhubarb crowns out. They're very old. They've been in there for a long time and they haven't been particularly well managed the last couple of years. Like, they've gone to seed. Did get some stuff off them last year for my granddad. But to be honest, I don't like rhubarb myself, so I'm not bothered about having a whole load of it. Hello. Okay, so I just saw an allotment neighbour, so I turned off the camera. I had a chat, and then he's helped me to do my first bed, knocking out pins. And I'm actually going to make that a double height one. So I'm going to try and do it by myself now. And that'll be my carrot. Oh, you dropped. That'll be my carrot past the bed. So let's see how we get on. This is challenging. It was easy when my plot neighbour did it, but he's obviously hitting the hammer a lot harder than I am, and I don't want to hurt my fingers. It's moving, but it's not moving far. I'm going to need more help. It's just not moving at all, which is really annoying. So maybe I'll do less ones where I have to get the pin out. I can do a few in succession, or when I've got some help. Right. Okay, so another option could be having a carrot bed, a parsnip bed, and then something else in the middle, and not connecting them. Is that purely because I've got frustrated with the fact that I can't get the pin out? Yes, but maybe it's not a bad thing, because actually that is quite a big bed and I am only one person and there is only so many carrots I can eat, and only so many carrots people are gonna want from me. And for context, so these are the sides of the bed, and for the last couple of years I've grown all my carrots and parsnips in this little bed, and there has been plenty. I mean, obviously you could have more, but I probably don't need that to be a full bed. Maybe it might look interesting. What do you think? Okay, so end of play today. I have put some compost on a couple of beds I bought from the allotment shop this morning. Just little bits mulched on there. I can't afford to fill them to the top. Gets a bit much, but I didn't really put much on anywhere last year, I don't think. More composting to do tomorrow. I have the bed. I think I am going to leave it like this. I think I might need to turn it up the other way around so that these bits are in the ground rather than sticking up. But I think I might leave it like this because it's a big space. I've also been and got another couple of these logs because nobody wants them, and I thought, yeah, try and make a nice little wildlife area around the pond when it eventually happens. And also I found I found this piece of old wood as well. It's obviously not good for building anything with, but it looks pretty, and I thought again wildlife might burrow into it around the pond. And then all the wood from the shed and that fence and everything that was here this morning is gone. Spent about an hour taking it all down to the bottom of the site where they are having a fire to get rid of it. So that's what you didn't see, but took quite a long time. So I think I've been here for 4 hours, and I felt like I would have got more done, but actually I haven't stopped. And also lots of conversations with people as usual. But yeah, more to do tomorrow. I'm hoping to come and do a great deal, so we'll see. Okay, so I'm back the next day and I've decided to tackle this section of the plot. Unfortunately, I'm still filming with the phone the wrong way around, so there's not a wide angle of what I'm doing, and I spend a lot of the time off camera without realising, so I've tried to clip it together as best as possible. So this section is where I had peas and beans last year on, it was like an old swing set, which has now kind of fallen apart. It was covered in couch grass when I first got it, but it doesn't appear to have come back too badly here, thankfully. But I'm clearing a lot of the weeds, the bits of couch grass that have come back up. Also, this plot is so stony. It was the same in the front plot. There's just rocks and stones everywhere, so I was trying to pick the big ones out, and maybe I'll use those around the pond. But it didn't take too long to clear this, and I felt very accomplished. Sometimes everything looks a bit daunting when you look around and everything feels quite overwhelming, but once you make a start, it's amazing how quickly you can see a difference, and then it starts feeling really motivating. Okay, so I have cleared that section now behind me of weeds. I was quite impressed actually. So there's a lot of couch grass over here, and I dug it out relentlessly last year, so I was expecting to find a lot more of the very big white roots, but there wasn't many actually, so that's good. I think it'll be different towards the back. I think I'll find more there. But also my allotment neighbour that came over yesterday came back, and he's helped me get one of the pins out of the pallet collars, and with that pin I can actually do it myself. So I'm now self-sufficient, so I'm going to try and build a bed on my own, and I'm going to keep at least one of those pins out until I'm done with everything. So yeah, let's try and do it by myself. So fixing this together was more challenging than it looks and took quite a long time. You have to hold the two pieces of wood together to align the metal bits so you can put the pin through, but this is quite uneven ground, so I kind of had to hold the two bits of wood together quite tightly and also put the pin through and hammer it in with only one pair of hands, and it was very frustrating. So for the next ones I'm going to try and have a second person with me for sure, but I did it. Woohoo! Success. Okay, so I have two beds built. Bit of a faff, but not too bad. I moved wood chip and some membrane that was up there just here to make a little path, because I do want to put a bed in there, have some climbers up. I've got another one here and then another one here, but as you can see the ground is not very level at all. It is on a bit of a slope up, but that's quite excessive, so I need to try and level the ground a little bit more. And then I was going to have the path like that, but actually when you get to here the ground comes up quite a bit, so I might just bring it over, make a bit of a wider path, and then have like another path in there, and then start the beds up here on more of a flat surface rather than trying to deal with the slope. Okay, here we go. Okay, I think I'm pretty much done for today. And I have 3 beds. One's a little bit smaller than the others because the path between mine and my neighbour's plot isn't parallel with the other side of my plot, so it does get thinner at the end, so I'm going to have to kind of make my bed smaller as I go. And I've also been digging soil out just to try and make it a little bit more level, and I've been able to use that soil in a couple of the beds, so I'm already got more stuff in there than I thought I was going to. The only issue is obviously everything's still on a slight slope, and I mean there's only so much I can do. You can see because the sun kind of comes from that way, it would be ideal if the beds were kind of angled that way, if not flat. But because they're angled that way, you can see that it shades half of the bed as the sun's coming over. In the middle of the day it'll be fine, but it's going to get the sun last on this side. But that's all we can do. Okay, so I'm packed up, I'm in the car, ready to go home. Had a really good day. I've got my 3 beds done. Yes, they're a little bit wonky, but everything is on this block because nothing is straight. So I might need to do a little bit of adjustment, but I think they're mainly there. I've pulled back some of the plastic that was at the top. It was folded in half, so it's a bit longer. So I pulled that back just to protect the bit that I've dug over today, because I won't be able to be back down here for a week now. But yeah, it's looking good. I've been here for about 5 hours and I haven't stopped, not as much chatting today. So I'm very happy. If anyone has watched this, thank you very much. Hope you have enjoyed seeing the start of the transformation of the top plot. I'm very excited about it. And yeah, hopefully it will be good to grow some more stuff in there this year. Okay, thanks. Bye.